Misplaced modifiers. This is what a word or phrase that causes confusion because it is located within a sentence very, very far away from the words to which it modifies.
Okay. We're going to talk about a concept today that it requires you to know some other things that you should know. The fact that you don't know them is really not my fault. It had nothing to do with me. However, if you would like to refresh your memory on these concepts, you can go to our YouTube channel because they are not on the site at the present time. But the videos are on YouTube. You can go to MrQuicksClass.com on Mr. Quick's Class on YouTube and view the adjective and verb you've already seen. But misplaced modifiers or introduction to modifiers, I don't think you have seen it. Those videos are on YouTube. However, there's another concept you're supposed to know, but I can't remember which one it is. But I'll probably remember it as we go over this. Comparison madness. So let's talk about it. You need your notebook today, obviously, and you need to have it open to the grammar section. The grammar section of your notebook. All right. Oh, okay. All right. So, what are comparatives? What are comparatives? A comparative is used to compare one thing to another. We do it all the time when we're talking, obviously, especially when we're trying to choose between things at the store. Should I get this one or that one? And then, and we base our decision on which one is the best or the highest quality or the cheapest, so forth and so on. Well, you wouldn't be able to use language to compare things if you didn't have this knowledge. Okay, superlative. The superlative expresses the idea that an object in question is the most different from any others that could be compared with it. And of course, as teenagers, you always want the most of whatever it is. The best, the highest, the coolest, the fanciest. It has to have that "ist" at the end. If it doesn't, you don't want it. Simple as that. You're not going to wear anything, hold anything in your hand, be seen with anything if it ain't got the "ist" on it. Right? Got to have this. That's it. How can you take an Instagram picture without it having the "ist" or the TikTok video without the "ist" in it? It's just not happening. And you would like to be referred to with the "ist." In positive ways. The coolest, the smoothest, so forth and so on. But if it's negative, then you're ready to fight. So, with that said, we use them out. Obviously, we say that we use the comparative and superlative form to compare and contrast things in English. We use the comparative form to show the difference between two objects. For instance, New York is more exciting than Seattle. I guess. But I guess that's what they say. But when comparing these two cities, of course, we used more exciting, more, letting us know that one city is ister than the other. We use the superlative form when speaking about three or more objects to show which object is the most of something. Now, New York is the most exciting city in the U.S. So now we compare New York to many other cities, although I do disagree with that claim. I think it's Atlanta That's it, Atlanta. 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 Okay, so I think we get the point here. Yes, no need to, uh, kick that one. It's already dead, already down. One syllable adjectives normally have comparatives ending in er. Old becomes older, cheap becomes cheaper. Two syllable adjectives can have er, especially ending in an unstressed vowel. Narrow becomes narrower, clever becomes cleverer. Look, this is not anything new for you. You had to go over this stuff way back, and I think it was primary 3. Might have been primary 2. Of course, I don't teach primary, fortunately, so I wouldn't know. But you know, because you did this before. Yes? We know this stuff, yes? Barely, but we know it. But that brings me to a point. Some of this stuff that you covered way back in primary 1, 2, 3, and 4 becomes essential for you here in 10th and 11th grade because these grammar items are tested on the test. So you're going to have to reach back either in your memory, which you know as well as I do. You can't even remember to have your keys to open your door. You're probably going to have to do a little more than reach back in your memory. You're probably going to have to do some review, study on your own review stuff. All the grammar concepts. But I'll leave that up to you. That would be my advice to you. Okay, longer adjectives. Adjectives with 3 syllables. Whoa! We would have to go back to the syllable. Raise your hand if you know what a syllable is. You learned this. That might have been KG when you learned it. But you had to learn syllables. You learned it. Table, sir, stand. Okay. Tell the class how many syllables is in the word table. Take a moment, analyze the word, reflect upon its letters, go over how it sounds in your mind. Even think about how the KG or primary 1 teacher did when they were helping you to learn syllables. They used to do the clapping technique, right? Elephant. How many syllables is that, class? Elephant. And everybody, and that's exactly the situation that you're in today. Go ahead, sir. How many syllables in table? How many? Excellent. The teacher said table, and everybody said table. Have a seat. Have a seat, sir. Thank you very much. All right, so now we know what we're talking about when we talk about syllables. Adjectives of 3. Whoa. I forgot. But I did it for you. Review. 8 parts of speech. Somebody tell me what an adjective is. And there was in the video, adjectives and adverbs. The beginning of modifiers. What is an adjective? What word in 8 parts of speech does an adjective modify? What do adjectives modify? Adjectives, of course they modify verbs. Of course that's what I said in the video. Huh? Nouns. Adjectives modify nouns. In fact, how would you be a teenager without adjectives? It's like impossible. There would be no need for social media without adjectives. Everybody would be normal. But they had to throw in the adjectives, and now everybody, is not normal anymore. All right, there it is. There's the window for you. All right, so now Let me say it again. Adjectives of 3 or more syllables have more. Beautiful, more beautiful, because beautiful has 3 syllables. Beautiful. So, yes, difficult, more difficult, because difficult has 3 syllables. All right, so enough of the primary one review. I think we get the point here. 2-syllable adjectives ending in ing of ed, ful, and less must have more. So those are the 2-syllable adjectives that also must have more when you are doing your comparison. More tired. Tired. Sorry. Boring. More boring. That's not a word you know, especially in here.
Most boring. Is that correct?
How about quiet? Okay, all right. So, moving on. 1-syllable adjectives, our favorite, normally have an ending with the est, and that's the ist I was talking about at the beginning of the lesson. As a teenager, you have to have the ist. Here it is. Old becomes oldest.
Youngest.
Cheap becomes cheapest. And loud becomes loudest. And other adjectives that I don't want to mention. Yes. Okay. All right. So, hot becomes hottest. And that's what happens when you open the window. Some 2-syllable adjectives are similar, such as narrow. We can't say more narrow. We have to say narrowest. And clever. Some folks don't know what that word means. And clever, yes, would not be more clever. It would be cleverest. And yes. All right. So, I think we get the point. Let us move on. Adjectives with 3 or more syllables, they got the most. The mostesses. Here are the mostesses. Example, most beautiful. This is the superlative, yes? This is the superlative, yes? Most difficult. And I don't know what happened to the difficult, but that's okay. Most difficult. All right. 2-syllable adjectives, N-N-I-G, E-D, F-U-L, L-E-S-S. When we talk about superlative, it is going to be most, such as most tired and most boring. Or in our case, Mr. Quick's class is the most exciting. All right. Okay. Irregular forms. Now, obviously, not all words we can apply this to. We got some words that we consider irregular because they do not conform to the rule. And in this case, adjectives, comparatives, and superlative. Let's look at a few. You remember this list. You had to memorize it a long time ago. Good, better, best. Bad, worse, worse. Ill becomes worse. Far becomes farther and farthest, or further and furthest. Old becomes older, elder, oldest, eldest. And you remember that stuff. Yes. And spelling tips. Just in case you have difficulties in spelling when dealing with these types of words, remember that adjectives ending in ER or ST, like late, later, and latest, when you want to show the comparative there. And when you're talking about one vowel, one consonant, double consonant, and all that good stuff, all that stuff you learned when you were learning how to spell. Big, of course, you throw in the extra G. You got your bigger and your biggest. And, of course, adjectives ending in Y, and IER, and IEST. Happy becomes happier. You got to replace the Y, put the IER. You know all the deal. Yes, you remember that when you had those long homework assignments way back when you had to write these words and then, I don't know, activity in class. I don't know how you did it. But you did it because you made it. That's why you're here in 10th grade. Structures, equality. Yes. If you want to show equality, my cat is as old as your dog. Implying that the cat is about to get an incident. I mean, the cat is no mine. Mine is that the cat is, of course, as old as the dog in the same cat and dog years. A cat and dog years the same? I don't know, but it doesn't matter. All right. So here it is. Inequality. Yes. Your car runs faster than mine. Hopefully you didn't determine that by doing some drag racing, very dangerous stunts. Yes. Are you at the age where you can drive your parents' car? Y'all ain't the age yet. Not yet. I was going to ask who likes to race their parents' cars. Okay, you might want to stop. Inequality. The girl is less naughty than that boy. Yes. The girl is less, showing inequality here in actually a very positive way. Inequality is usually seen as something negative. All right, so now she's very kind. Yes, she's the kindest person I know. Somebody help me with this one. It's a very beautiful park. Quite. He's very polite. The politest or most polite? Uh-oh. Raise your hand if you say most polite. Raise your hand if you say politest. Okay. The coat is very expensive. Okay. It's the most expensive. She's very tall. She is the most tallest? Oh, tallest. I got you. Okay. All right. So, yes, we said that. And you said that. And you sure about that? You said that. Wow. You want to just say most politest? I mean, just so you cover all. And you said the code is what? The most expensivest. The most expensivest. Yes? No. Oh, most expensive. And you said she's very tall. She's the most tallest student. No, only tallest. Oh, the tallest. I got you. All right, now fill in the rest. Bigger. Whatever. Most calm, color. Very interesting. Uh-oh. We need to go back to primary too. No. For a little while. Maybe I can ask the teacher when they're going to cover this. Take you down there. That's a good idea. That's That's a good idea. Okay, all right, make you sit in their little seats. What is your function? A comparative compares two items. Yes. A superlative compares one item to a whole lot of stuff. Yes. Okay, so we got this. They can be used as adjectives. Yes. They can be used as adjectives. Right one, no, don't do it. Sorry. You ain't got time for that. Just watch. Just look, I mean. You don't have to do it. We will pretend like we did it. All right. The comparative will modify verbs that compare actions of two items. Earlier, farther. The superlative modifies verbs that compare actions of three. You might want to write this down. Actions of three or more items, such as earliest and farthest. Talking about comparing actions here. Now, I got a question before we move forward. Sana, what word modifies a noun? What kind of word out of them 8 parts of speech modifies a verb? Which of the 8 parts of speech modifies verbs? You watched the whole video of it. At least some of you did in a normal way. The other of you who have special skills somehow was able to watch the 20-minute video in 1 minute. But we're not going to get into that. I don't know how you did that. What kind of X-Men ability, Avengers powers you got? At any rate, go ahead. Oh, the X-Men, they're in the same Marvel universe, right? X-Men is in Marvel, right? No? X-Men not in Marvel? X-Men's not in Marvel? Marvel, X-Men? Yes. Huh? The question is, which word modifies a verb? Adverb. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're talking about adverbs here. Yes. Let us move forward. All right, now, Frank will arrive early in the morning. Is that correct? Everybody agree? Okay, all right. Is this correct? Josh arrived earlier in the morning. No. But we're comparing actions. Hello. Don't forget what we're doing here. Yes, it is a comparative. All right, now. And this one is the superlative. Yes. He was there before everybody. Because he likes to be early. Okay, quite impressive. All right, so now, don't do it. Just want you to watch. Yes. Don't worry about it. I won't have you to do such easy stuff. Yeah, yes. All right. Let's get warmed up. I won't ask you to do that. You don't have to do that. It's good. It's good. Quiz time. If I was doing a quiz, but I'm not. So, see, being very nice. Did you know adjectives are adverbs that have, you might want to write this down, or if you're not interested in getting past any tests in the future, forget about it. You don't have to write this down. Adjective are adverbs that have 2 or more syllables, sometimes require more or most to make the comparative and superlative forms. I hope you know that, because guess what? That's kind of what we just talked about. Okay, so let's.
No.
Okay. All right, so we're going to keep moving. We're going to move on. We're going to go to the next thing, the next item. The yes. Sorry. Yes. All right. Also, did you know? Okay, so what is the comparative form of the adjective ferocious?
What? I don't know.
That's not a surprise. Okay, 3 syllables. 3 syllables. 3 syllables. What should it be? More. What is the superlative form of the adjective ferocious? You sure? 3 syllables?
Yes.
Most? Okay, excellent. What is the comparative form of the adverb ferociously? And the superlative, ferociously. Most ferociously? More ferociously or most? All right. Write 3 sentences. You don't have to. And you don't have to.
Thank you so much.
Hey, being really nice. But you got to. This is why I want it to be. Okay, so now let us read the sentence together. This is a sentence taken off of an exam way back in the day. You don't have these kind anymore. Who knows? They might go back to it. Who knows? Muffins made from whole grain, gram flour are coarser in texture, but more flavorful than white flour. Is that wait, what? Shh. Sir, ma'am, is that sentence correct? Should we just go ahead and circle the no error and call it a day? Just forget about it, move on to the next item. Ma'am, based on your knowledge of comparatives and superlatives, is the sentence correct? Yes, you, not me. Yes, what? It's correct. Excellent. No error. Everyone agrees. Raise your hand if you disagree. Yes. You disagree? Yo, what do you think?
I think muffin are
Now, I tell you what, make it easier. Do you see an error in the sentence based on what's underlined? Are you saying you see an error here, or error here, or error here, error here? You see no error? What you see? Yes. Anybody? Raise your hand. Somebody. Raise your hand. Everybody. Raise your hand. Anybody? Quickly. We got to go to the next one. No error. Then we have to accept. Everyone agrees. Where?
It's supposed to be is not or.
Should be is, not are. Everyone agrees. So it's a verb issue. Okay. Okay, then I have to agree. Hello? What's being compared in this sentence?
And compared between green gram and the white gram.
Right. So the muffins are more flavorful than what?
When it's made with
So muffins with whole grain and muffins with white flour are being compared? Is it being compared here? It is? Okay, can you show me in the sentence where they're talking about the muffins made of flour? I don't quite see that. Do we see that? It doesn't say anything about muffins made with flour. It just say flour. So you got muffin in one hand, and you got some white flour in another, and you go. Yes. So I think they wrote it wrong. They wrote it wrong. It should be, made, more than muffins made from white flour. Should have been like that. That's how it's supposed to be. If you're going to do a proper comparison. All right, so let's try this again. At the art show, Amy enjoyed looking at her friend Mark's innovative paintings, which she thought were more original than the other artists. Doing another here, comparison. Ma'am, saying this correct or incorrect? It's correct. So we got to circle no error and keep it moving. Everything's good. Everyone agrees? Yes. Raise your hand. It's correct. This one got to be correct because that's what it looked like. Excellent. I completely disagree. Here we go. We got another comparison. We are not comparing things that can be compared, if you notice. What's being compared? Or what's supposed to be compared here in this sentence? Right. The painting of the artist, not the artist. You can't compare a human to a painting. That's not a fair comparison. And not one logically we can make in a sentence. Do we see that? Modifier issues. Not as, you see, these are some of the advanced grammar items they test you on that you don't see immediately. You got to look at it 20 times. And or 50 times, if you won't even bother learning grammar, then you just ain't going to get it. You're going to do the only other option, which is the big G. Guess. That's the only other option. That's the big G. Some of you are professional guessers. I notice that some of you can get through a 52 or 44 question examination in 2 minutes. You are professional guessers. You have a true skill at guessing. Your ability to guess is beyond and above those. If we wrote a superlative sentence, it would say what? This student is a what? Finish. Better guesser than the others. Or the most guesser. Okay. Moving to the next. All right, so let's read it together. Our neighbors are the most sociable people we have ever met, and our chief interests, cooking and politics, are similar to them. Sentence correct, incorrect? Say it. Not talking about you. Yes. Now here it is. There's no error, right? Oh, you said it's not correct. Oh, she said it's not correct. Where? Where is the problem? Yeah, okay, anyone? Huh? Them is the problem? That's what, yes? Problem in them, everyone agrees? Them is the problem. Everyone agrees. Everyone agrees. I completely agree. What should it be? What's the problem? Why can't we use them? What should it be? Us. It should be us? Or me? Me? Oh, ours? It should be me? Oh, so let's read it with me. Our new neighbors, the most sociable people we have ever met, and our chief interests, cooking and politics, are similar to me. To mine. Theirs. I think we're comparing more than one person to more than one person. One family to another family. So we got to use their. We can't use me. The the selfish, and we can't use them because now it's weird because he's comparing them to them. It doesn't make sense. All right, homework. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Thank you.
Don't worry about the homework. We're not going to waste your time. Okay, now finally it has come to Nadine's time. Yes, yes. Nadine, are you ready?
No.
You not ready? You sure? I won't do that to you. But I have to say that when students like attention, I like to give it to them by saying, "Get up and dance!" And then they come up in front of the students and have a. All right, but we won't do that. That's it. That was easy. I think you have noticed that you need some review in basic grammar. I encourage you to do that review. There's no homework.